I went to a life-changing event in 2000 where I was laughing with 10,000 people, and it changed my life in so many ways. I decided laughter was what I was meant to do. After a background in technology, laughter was the way forward to me for me. And after I had experienced the laughter with all these people and experienced the energy and the amazing connection it created, I decided this was what I was going to do as my business. And I went on to share laughter in many settings, laughter club and corporate businesses and so on and so forth. But in 2008, my life changed again, and this was a huge shock for me. I was diagnosed with MS, and it was after experiencing a period where I was seeing double, and I knew what it was because my sister's story was very similar. She was diagnosed in 89 and she died in 91 with MS, and this was something I never imagined would happen to myself. So when I was diagnosed with MS and had the scan, I felt I needed something where I could shift the stress that I was experiencing. And I knew that laughter was one of the amazing practices where you actually lower stress. And when you lower stress, you're more able to cope with a lot of different things. And one of the elements of MS is that when you're overly stressed, you're more prone to experiencing relapses where your physical and mental health just deteriorate dramatically. So I wanted to avoid that. And I started laughing every day. I started a laughter club on the telephone, laugh 10 minutes during the days. I've done it ever since. So again, life happens, and sometimes we experience stresses. Sometimes we experience stresses we're not necessarily expecting, even if we're trying to prevent stress from happening. So in 2008, again, I went on to have some massive stressful moments in my life. And I had another episode, and I tried to tell myself it was a trapped nerve, although I knew it wasn't. So when I went for a second scan, a second MRI scan, the consultant said to me, "Oh, it doesn't look good." But they couldn't tell me how it looked compared to the first one I had in 2008. And all they said was, "We need to put you on medication now." And in my opinion, medication is not always the way forward. We're such a magical factory of chemicals that can help us recover from a lot of different things as people. And I decided to walk out of there and say no, thank you to the medication, and keep laughing every day. And it's been my tool and my methods for maintaining my health and well-being for all these years, and I continue to do that. So 18 was the moment where I felt my practice had been validated in so many ways, and I felt strong and excited, and I felt like, yeah, the word is just, I felt great. I felt great for having said no to medication, no to choosing that. And I feel whenever we go through tough times, it's so easy to be overwhelmed and feel overwhelmed and go with what the experts say, go with the medication, go with the treatment, or what it is they're offering, where in fact looking inside and making the choices for ourselves can in fact help us tremendously, and maybe even recover without the need for all these different medical chemicals that are being pushed onto us constantly. So now I'm still not on any medication. I use laughter as my tool for recovery, for maintaining my health, and for keeping in a good mood. The validation I felt walking out of that office at the hospital just made me feel outstanding and great throughout, because I knew I could manage myself. I knew that there was a whole different way forward, and I'm in great health, and I've never been on medication. And for me, laughter is the tool that can help anybody, because it does change our biochemistry in a way where we can cope, we can recover, and we can maintain our health and well-being.